You are welcome to Nana's Tarot and Oracles. I am the Nana, and Nana loves you. You have a home here for comfort and contemplation, hope and inspiration, rest, renewal, and relaxation. Your readings will empower you to use your intuition to help you towards a better life. All readings are dedicated to truth and light, but cannot take the place of professional services of any kind. Readings are general for the collective, and if they do not sound right for you, they may not be for you. Try again another time. If you like what you're hearing, please select the like button below and subscribe with all notifications. It's free. Share with your friends or family. If you have a question or a comment, I will try to answer it below. You are important to Nana, and I am always glad to be with you again. Today is January the 3rd, and it is the day of the full moon in Cancer, the first moon of the new year, and a supermoon, otherwise known as the wolf moon. The change in the year frequently leads people to believe that there is a completely new dynamic right away, and we have all been hearing quite a bit about how this is going to be a big active year of new beginnings, that it will be the fire horse year in the Chinese calendar. I would remind you, though, that the Chinese New Year will not be until February the 17th. I had a newsletter from an astrologer, numerologist named Carrie Samuels that I follow on social media today, and she says about this that you should make sure that you give yourself the first 6 weeks of the year to center yourself before the pace picks up in mid-February. Things will move very quickly after that. For now, during Capricorn season, the sea goat is helping you to find your footing. It will be off to the races once the fire horse year begins next month. Today also brings our first lunation of the year, and it's a spectacular one, a full supermoon in Cancer, opposite the sky as Mercury joins the Sun, Venus, and Mars in Capricorn. All of the personal planets are now gathered in the same sign of ambition and discipline. During this opening week of the year, the sky initiates a powerful sequence. All of the personal planets, the Sun, Mercury, Venus, and Mars, connect with each other in a specific order, one conjunction after another. The universe is doing something extraordinary here. You're being aligned from within so that what you build this year is rooted in purpose, integrity, and soul. There's also something very rare happening with these personal planets. For the first few days of the year, Mercury, Venus, and Mars, along with the Cancer moon, are all out of bounds. Out of bounds means they're not staying within the limits of the status quo, and they're inviting you to expand your dreams and what you believe is possible right alongside them. So do keep these things in mind. The other thing is the numerology. We've talked a lot about how 2025 was a 9-year of coming to a close, completion, endings, and that 2026 is a 1 year. Well, actually, if you add up the numbers, it is a 10-year, which then reduces to a 1 year. But I was listening to a woman named Anna Sui on Instagram yesterday who said that the number 10 should be noted to be a number of co-creation with the divine, because the 1 represents new beginnings in creation, and the 0 represents infinite potential. I was given an affirmation for this month that I have shared with you in the last video, and I'm sharing it again here. The affirmation to trust that powerful intentions combined with faith and strategic action are enough to allow vision to become reality. And I would encourage you to possibly screenshot this and keep it to think about as we are getting into this year. I've also put the key symbols here because one of the things that has just happened is that Chiron, the wounded healer sign, Chiron was retrograde and has now gone direct. This means that we may have more success with healing, and I do intend to record presentations about energy healing this year. If you are interested in energy healing, either healing for yourself or learning how to help others who may need healing, I would encourage you to continue to tune in. But today, let's have our first reading of the new year in honor of the full moon in Cancer. I have another lady that I follow on social media, Sarah Furo, who says this is a muddy moon because Cancer is a water sign and Capricorn is an earth sign. And so together they make mud. That's one way to look at it. Let's first see if we can get a talisman oracle card. For the new year, 2026. All cards have been pre-shuffled. And our talisman card is going to be defense. Well, that's interesting. We actually have had this card not too long ago in a reading. This is a depiction of a scorpion. Note that the images of the cards contain sacred geometry images that are intended to trigger whatever you need to think about. Are you feeling a need for defense? Do you know someone who needs to be defended? I also find this interesting because today we have international situations that may trigger some interest in defense. Let's see what the booklet has to say. Here is the text. There is an enlarged image of the sacred geometry if you wish to meditate on this. In a reading, watch out for competition in a personal or professional context. It's time to defend your current position, but you should have no problems doing so. While it is flattering that others strive for your success, this creates a very harsh environment, and it becomes difficult to lead within this dynamic. You are fierce. Do you feel fierce? There is the rest of the reading. When you want something, you go for it. Try to understand where others are coming from, but do establish clear boundaries. focus on the solution of the issue and defend your ground and ignore the empty chatter that could fuel needless drama. The talisman power. Use this card when others try to start an argument, provoke you, or challenge your success. The scorpion is ready to set the limits, but the flowers on this card soften the tense feelings. Meditate with this card, knowing that ill winds will blow over. The challenges placed on our path make us stronger and allow us to believe in ourselves more. Your affirmation is, I am unbreakable because I am at peace. I find that a very relevant talisman for today. Now, let's get a significator card from the Rider-Waite-Smith deck. Our significator card for today is the King of Swords. The King of Swords. Swords are an air sign, which is the sign of intellect and communication. The King of Swords is considered to be the ultimate expression of these qualities, as well as honesty, truth, fairness. And in general, I think the swords stand for cutting through the crap. Swords are the air signs that would be Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. Strikes me as being very resonant with the talisman card for defense. The reverse card on the deck is the Ace of Wands. The Ace of Wands is insight and inspiration from the divine, the hand emerging from the cloud. New beginnings in insight and inspiration. And I'm going to put that one down there too. I have a new tarot deck, a Christmas gift today. This is the Unfolding Path Tarot. And we will use that today for clarification. Our clarifier today is the King of Cups, the Queen of Cups. I apologize for misspeaking. And she presented today in the reverse position. Cups are the water signs. Cancer is a water sign. Water signs are about emotions and about feelings. This might indicate some upset in feelings today. That certainly might be understandable under the circumstances with the turbulence that we have, and also because for many people the full moon itself causes disturbance of the waters. It shifts the tides, and it causes some people to feel very emotional. Are you feeling emotional today? Do you need to process those emotions? I would say that this seems balanced by the King of Swords with clarity and rational thought and truth. On the reverse of the deck, that's very interesting. We have the King of Swords It's always interesting when you're using two decks and the same card comes up twice. But our King of Swords from this deck also presents in the reversed position, which could indicate some confusion and again some upset in rational thinking. Certainly something to think about considering what's going on. I'm interested to see, I looked down and saw it, and since I did, I will show you. The next card on the reverse of the deck is the Five of Swords. The Five of Swords is a very interesting card in terms of what is happening now, because the character in this, we see two swords that are plunged into the earth, and this character is carrying a sword and two more swords under the arm. And in the background, we see these figures that are walking away, and this has obviously been a battle. And there are obvious signs of struggle and injury. Another interesting finding considering world events right now. And once again, I looked, and I will show you in the next card on the bottom of the deck, is the Magician. The Magician is a major arcana card, number 1. And it is a card about having all of the tools, the wands, the swords, the cups, and the pentacles for any situation. One would hope that we might be able to manifest rational, inspiring, humane solutions to all of these issues. And now, let's have a rune. And the rune for today is Perth, mystery, revelation, or rebirth. This strikes me as being a card that might speak to the fact that in spite of difficult times, we can look forward to learning the truth and to a rebirth of inspiration. Now, let's have a hexagram from I Ching, the Book of Changes. We have a volunteer. And the volunteer is, interestingly enough, number 53. And the symbols on here are astrological symbols. Let's look at Benny-Bell Wynn's excellent text and find out what number 53 has to tell us. Number 53 is, the hexagram is Gian, or steadfast. Here is the oracle. The oracle says, do not seek overnight success. Forgo instant gratification. A tree can grow at the peak of a mountain if it grows slowly and steadily, with deep roots. Building a strong foundation is more important than endeavoring for high branches. Do not try to change your nature. Instead, embrace your nature. Play to your own strengths. You are at the beginning of a long journey. You find yourself in the midst of unfamiliar circumstances, and you will have to adapt quickly before you know for sure what you are up against. Retreat to a position of safety, slow and steady to the summit. And we can see a character here advancing towards the tree at the top of the mountain. That strikes me as very consistent with what we heard from Carrie Samuels about the first 6 weeks of the year and about finding our footing with the sea goat. Goats, of course, have feet that are ideal for climbing mountains. Certainly, this would seem to indicate that we need to be grounded. I think likely the reference to the muddy moon, the water and the earth signs, as opposed to the impending fire and air energies once the fire horse year begins. This is a good time for everyone to get rooted, to get grounded, to find a firm foundation, and to find their footing in preparation for climbing the mountain. Thank you for tuning in to Nana's Tarot and Oracles today. You make Nana's day. Nana loves you and hopes you leave a question or a comment below. Select the like button, subscribe, and select all notifications. Nana hopes to see you again soon. In peace and love.